Welcome to NFL SnapWire. Let's get into it. Jaylinn Hawkins isn't buying the Nico Collins out narrative. When a team loses its top receiver, defenses often relax, just a little. They shade coverage differently, gamble more aggressively, and assume the offense will struggle to find rhythm. Speaking candidly about Houston's receiving core, the Patriots safety made it clear that Collins being out doesn't mean the danger disappears. They still got good players that could step up, Hawkins said. You got 19, you got 81, the rookie, he's nice. 14 is a good receiver too. You still got Christian Kirk. A lot of good players, so you gotta be prepared. That wasn't coach speak. That was respect. And it matters, because the Texans are about to walk into Foxborough with a roster full of young, hungry players who now see opportunity staring them in the face. A Texans offense suddenly forced to grow up fast. Not long ago, Jaylinn Hawkins and Jaylinn Noel were sitting in college classrooms, learning playbooks in theory, not under playoff-level pressure. Now, they're preparing to play in one of the league's toughest defensive environments, without the receiver who usually draws the top coverage and opens everything else up. That's not just a challenge. That's a trial by fire. When Houston lines up on Sunday, at least 8 offensive players will be rookies or first-year contributors. That's a staggering number for a team trying to keep its season alive. Yet, despite the inexperience, there are real reasons to believe the Texans can function, if not fully thrive, without Collins. Jaylinn Hawkins has already proven he belongs. Let's start with the rookie who's already earned trust. Through the season, Hawkins has caught 6 touchdowns, piled up 525 receiving yards, and run 363 routes. A workload that tells you the coaching staff already views him as more than just a depth piece. More importantly, he hasn't looked overwhelmed. His route running is sharp. His timing with C.J. Stroud is improving. And when defenses give him single coverage, he's shown the ability to punish it. Without Collins, Hawkins isn't just a complimentary option anymore. He becomes a focal point. And how he handles that responsibility could define Houston's offensive ceiling. Jaylinn Noel's numbers don't jump off the page at first glance. Just 214 pass snaps. 2 touchdowns. 292 total yards. But dig deeper, and there's something intriguing there. Noel has already generated 202 yards after the catch, showing an ability to turn short throws into meaningful gains. That skill becomes even more valuable when your offense needs easy completions to stay on schedule. If Collins can't go, targets have to shift somewhere. And while Hawkins might take on a larger role downfield, Noel could become the safety valve, the guy who keeps drives alive and forces defenders to tackle in space. Against a disciplined Patriots defense, that matters. If there's one player who truly needs to step into the void left by Nico Collins, it's Christian Kirk. For most of the regular season, Kirk was quiet. He didn't record a single 100-yard game in 13 regular season appearances. He topped 50 yards only twice. That's not what Houston envisioned when they brought him in. But then came Monday night. Against the Steelers, Kirk reminded everyone exactly who he is. 8 catches. 9 targets. 144 yards. And what's crucial is that he was productive before Collins even left the game. That wasn't garbage time volume. That was real, meaningful impact. For a Texans offense missing its top weapon, that performance wasn't just encouraging, it was essential. If Kirk can replicate even a portion of that efficiency, Houston has a fighting chance. Even with all that optimism, let's be clear, this is an uphill battle. The Patriots allowed the 9th fewest passing yards per game during the regular season. They're disciplined, they disguise coverage well, and they thrive on forcing quarterbacks to hold the ball just long enough for pressure to arrive. And now, they're getting Christian Gonzalez back from a concussion. That changes everything. Gonzalez's return gives New England flexibility. They can shadow top threats, mix coverages, and take away first reads, something that becomes even more dangerous when an offense is missing its most reliable target. This is where Jaylinn Hawkins' warning becomes critical. Because while the Patriots may statistically match up well, complacency is the real enemy. There's no sugarcoating it. Nico Collins is irreplaceable. Over 15 regular season games, Collins caught 71 passes, the most among Texans wide receivers. Only tight end Dalton Schultz had more catches overall. Collins led the team with 1,117 receiving yards. He led the team with 6 receiving touchdowns. That's not just production. That's identity. Collins is the receiver who dictates coverage, creates spacing, and gives C.J. Stroud the confidence to attack tight windows. And on Sunday, he won't be there. Collins suffered his concussion last week against the Steelers. Before leaving the game, he caught 3 passes on 7 targets for just 21 yards, clearly not operating at full effectiveness. The injury occurred on a contested catch attempt from C.J. Stroud, with Steelers corner Joey Porter Jr. draped all over him. Collins hit the turf hard, and that was that. The days that followed offered little hope. No practice on Wednesday. No practice on Thursday. Unavailable again on Friday. By then, the writing was on the wall. Collins was out. If there's any stat that Texans fans can cling to, it comes from Week 8. C.J. Stroud's only 300-yard passing game of the season came without Nico Collins in the lineup. Against the 49ers, Stroud completed 30 of 39 passes for 318 yards, with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, leading Houston to a 26-15 win. That performance proved something important. Stroud can distribute the ball effectively when forced to spread it around. The question is whether lightning can strike twice against a Patriots defense that's far less forgiving. Texans offensive coordinator Nick Caley isn't panicking. In fact, he sounds confident that his group can adjust. We'll be able to adjust and move guys around, Caley said. The value of those guys in that room is that they've moved around quite a bit, from Z to X, inside to outside. We've got a lot of faith in whoever's out there. That flexibility will be tested immediately. Without Collins commanding attention, Houston's receivers must win individually. They must execute clean routes, protect the football, and stay composed when New England inevitably sends pressure. There's no margin for error. Jaylinn Hawkins understands something casual observers don't. This game won't be decided by star power alone. It will be decided by discipline. By preparation. By whether New England treats this Texans offense like a wounded animal or like one that's still capable of striking. Hawkins' message wasn't about hype. It was about accountability. And if the Patriots defense listens, this could be a long afternoon for Houston. If they don't, the Texans have just enough talent to make things uncomfortable. Nico Collins being out changes everything, but it doesn't end everything. The Texans still have weapons. They still have a quarterback capable of rising to the moment. And they still believe. Jaylinn Hawkins sees the danger clearly. Now it's up to the Patriots defense to prove they're listening. Because in the NFL, the moment you underestimate your opponent, that's when seasons unravel. For more breaking NFL storylines, sharp analysis, and real locker room perspective, make sure you're subscribed. This is NFL SnapWire, and we'll catch you next time.